Thank you very much, Mr. President, and I really want to thank you and the Vice President for your sponsorship, and I want to thank this council as a body for continuing to make sure that we highlight the challenges associated with human trafficking and continue to do what we can to make a difference. I will tell you that this piece of legislation actually came as a result of our Department of Permitting Services, who's responsible with actually going in and checking on these establishments, as well as our Department of Health and Human Services, who partner with them to ensure that establishments aren't conducting an illegal activity. And they asked us, based on the law that we previously had passed, both Council Vice President Hucker and I, to follow up on this legislation because there were some loopholes that were being had, and we wanted to make some changes to it. I will tell you that the nice thing about this piece of legislation is that it actually goes a bit farther in terms of promoting the safety of Montgomery County residents. One of the things that we've heard through reflexology that often happens at some of our malls and shopping centers is that there's actually a danger posed by performing these services if you don't have the proper training. Some of those things could include causing circulatory problems in your feet, blood clots or inflammation of your leg veins. It could actually cause gout and foot ulcers. It could actually promote episodes of epileptic seizures. It could cause thyroid problems. All of these are things that we don't want our residents to suffer as a result of someone who's not properly trained. And so what this does is it basically says that if you're going to be putting your hands on the body, if you're going to be in one of these bodywork establishments, that you need to be licensed. You need to have a license to be able to ensure that you know what you're doing. At the same time, what this also does when it comes to folks who are being trafficked, if folks are wondering what the connection is that oftentimes our traffickers are not going to put forth the money nor the time necessary to actually put these folks who are being trafficked through this training, nor pay for the money. And so they just won't come here. My hope is that this will continue to be something that we see not only here in Montgomery County, but promoted in the District of Columbia and Prince George's and Howard and all of our neighboring jurisdictions. And so I've been in contact with their leaders as well. I've had this conversation at our Maryland Association of Counties Winter Conference. And so we're hoping to really promote this as a regionalistic approach to not only promoting the safety of our residents as a whole, but also ensuring that victims that we know are unfortunately forced to work in some of these establishments are continuously victimized. And so I present that to the body, Mr. President. I thank you for your indulgence and hope that working with our Human Trafficking Task Force, I know there were a couple of concerns they had about ensuring that victims are protected. And so certainly we're welcome to amendments from our Human Trafficking Task Force that will help to ensure that we have a bill that does everything that we want it to do, protects our victims, protects our community, and makes sure that we can say that Montgomery County in this region is not a place where we welcome human trafficking and victimization of folks. And so I yield back to you, Mr. President.